We definitely entered this weekend on kind of a strange note. Definitely some wild news yesterday that I want to touch on briefly in this video. But I do want to actually mention that Shib at the time of filming this video is up about 0.5% on the day. That's a pretty exciting sign in a week that had been pretty much all red. Right now, that being said, this is being filmed at about 6:40 a.m. Central Standard Time. We'll see where the day takes us, but I do want to reference actually something in the Shib ETH chart showing a little signs of life. Do want to reference whales as well. Need to discuss institutional money, some fundamental things happening around the crypto market, and we do need to discuss this AI projection, which still remains incredibly bullish. So if you guys are new or haven't already, show your support for the channel down below. Hit that subscribe button, that bell. It's free to do. It'll keep you updated anytime there's new content live here on the channel. So when we're looking at Shiba Inu, we're still doing the same things, right? Although we've seen some days of red, some days of green, a lot of days of red over the last week, we're still sitting in this descending wedge, which for those that aren't familiar, it is a bullish formation. This is exactly what we did last time before we had an extension to the upside. This is a little bit steeper. This is a little bit bigger as well. And obviously this brought us to this heavily oversold range. Now, what I will say is we actually have had a slight bullish flip on the daily stochastic RSI. Right now, it's not a big one, okay? The stochastic RSI line itself is up at 0.63 versus 0.0 on the signal line. So a little bit of a change there, but that's in part because, again, one, we were so oversold that we bottomed out, but now this green day is kind of making us do this. So we'll see how the day progresses. But really what causes us to just continue to hemorrhage over the course of the week is just ugly news, uncertainty in the markets. And that's what we got hit with again yesterday. For those that missed it, there were talks of potential nuclear escalations, Donald Trump positioning some nuclear subs somewhere near Russia, going back and forth between the former Russian president, and just kind of again creating just kind of a moment for the crypto market. So that's kind of where we were at. Unfortunately, everything bled throughout the space. So no, Shiba Inu is not doing this alone. And because of that, we still sit in the same spot currently, sitting at number 22, number 20 overall, again, because I don't count stable coins, still sitting at a $7.1 billion market cap, floating around $250 million in daily trading volume. So that's fine. But I will say, it's nice to kind of see just a little bit of a pivot taking place. And for those that missed the good news that took place yesterday, we had kind of a quieter, cooler jobs report and some revisions that were lower, signaling we may in fact have these interest rate decreases come September. So that's a pretty cool sign. Now, that being said, when we look at something like the total 3 in crypto, so all assets outside of BTC and Ethereum, we actually did a pretty important retest on our 50-day moving average. And now it's a question of, can we get a bounce off of that? We've done this several times before where we have done this retest and then bounce. Doesn't always lead to a little bit higher of a high, but we have been in an ascending trend here. So we'll have to watch and wait and see how things progress. Would have much rather held $1 trillion, but you can't always get what you want. Now, I'm in a weird mood today, guys. So anyways, what we're seeing here in the Shib ETH chart is actually a little bit of a bounce. Now, this is interesting because we have seen these bounces before and it's led to further downside. We have seen these bounces before and they have led to extensions. And it's just a question of, what are we going to get here, right? We talked about this potential retracement all the way down to this. They're all 0.02 range, but this retracement a little bit further down, about 8% or so to that bottom. It's possible we might not get there. I'm not ready to say that, we're not going to get there yet. Again, we need more data. We need more time. But, the fact that Shib is actually having some days where it's outperforming ETH is a pretty big sign, because I've seen a bunch of comments just continuing to say that Shib is dead and it's just falling. And now it's out of the top 20, quote unquote, that we're just going to, fade away to nothing. No, that's not the case at all. In fact, Shib holders still rising, whales still buying. In fact, yesterday was 422 billion Shib added by whales. Not really surprising things. It was just such a crap day in the crypto market that Shib couldn't escape what was going on. Ugly institutional day. For those that missed my earlier ADA video, $812 million in outflows on the BTC side, $152 million worth of outflows on the Ethereum side. So breaking some trends that had been very much in place for weeks there. So yeah, it's just kind of is what it is. Now, that being said, I found this very interesting article here. And what it said is trading near 401288, Shib has posted a 13% monthly gain and appears technically set to break out of both a long-term descending wedge, like we've been talking about, and a more recent bull flag pattern. Resistance lies around 4022, but continued momentum could send Shib toward ChatGPT's most bullish projection of 301 by year end, representing a gain of around 8x from its current price. Supporting this outlook is Shib's ongoing token burn campaign. This month alone, over 1.3 billion tokens were destroyed in just 7 days, subsequently resulting in a burn rate jump of 2080%. All right. Now, I haven't been really covering burns as of late because, again, 1.3 billion isn't a crazy amount. I'm much more focused on supply removal from exchanges. I think that's a much better indication of things that can immediately impact the trajectory of Shiba Inu price. But what I will say here is to continue to see these bullish projections is a very good sign. AI for the longest time, guys, was saying 402, 404. That was the about cap for here in for this market cycle alone. All right. These are projections from all the way back in 2023 before Shib did, any of what we've seen over the course of 2024 and into 2025, back when we were back here. So now what you're seeing is a lot of liveliness in terms of Shib. And yes, it sucks that price is where it's at. Guys, we've retested this long-term trend several times, and we've continued to hold up against it. So now it's just a question of when are we going to muster up enough momentum in the crypto market to trigger retail adoption, to trigger the excitement that is essential for risk on assets like Shiba Inu, where they're very much retail driven. So that's all I got for you guys. We'll see what the weekend looks like. I'm hoping for pretty quiet. I'm hoping for steady, because that, again, could be where we decide to see some life as we get into next week. So appreciate you guys as always. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know your thoughts below, but have a great day. Catch you guys in the next one. Take care.